Aynur Tursunbayeva with guests of the studio cooks dishes of Oriental cuisine. Qazaq Live, Tagam. Hello friends. As you've noticed, I have grape leaves on my hands. Today in the Tagam program, we're cooking a Turkish dish, dolma. The guest of today's program is Lyaila Sultankyzy. Lyaila, welcome to our kitchen. I saw your show on social networks and dreamt of coming to your kitchen, and now here I am. Lyaila Sultankyzy, TV host, honored work of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Favorite dish, pilaf. Favorite color, white. Favorite writer, Gabit Musrepov. Favorite song, Sen Kilersin. Hello friends, as Aynur said, we'll cook dolma today. I have dolma very much. I always look for it during my trips, especially in Turkey. My children and my husband do not eat dolma. Today we will need cilantro, parsley and dill to make it. In general, we can cook it using available green at home. Can we use all kinds of green? Yes. The most important things are the grape leaves. Today we will use ready-made grape leaves because now they do not grow. They are sold in banks, specially salted. This is how they are kept for a long time. Then we need minced meat. Some people use, for example, lamb or beef. It's up to you. As you said, we're going to use what we have. Yes, the main thing is stuffing shouldn't be fatty. Otherwise, the fat will spread on the edges and it will be uncomfortable to eat. Then we will need half-boiled rice. In some recipes, they use cooked rice and some take raw rice. Which one we're going to use? Today we have semi-boiled rice. Mix the minced meat with the rice and the chopped green. Then we wrap it into the leaves. Seems it's not so hard to cook. Yes, it turns out to be very easy. Then let's get down to business. I will give you gloves. Honestly, we don't use gloves at home in the kitchen, do we? Yes, we don't. But sometimes guests are asking to cook without gloves. But then on the social networks, they write, why didn't the guests get the gloves? Look at their hands. Look at their nails. They're painted too. I say, if you're ready for this kind of criticism, you're welcome to cook without gloves. Nowadays, it's trendy to eat and cook with gloves. To eat burgers wearing pink or black gloves. That's why it's better to wear it. Then let's cut the green first. Yes, we have a cilantro to be chopped. I think we should cut it very fine. Yes, when we mix it with rice, you should see the green. Your knives are sharp. Yes, they're very sharp. They say in a house with a skillful man, knives are always sharp. The guys in our studio are very skillful. All knives, as you have noticed, are sharp. Let me tell you an interesting story about the dolma. In the summer, we were flying from Manchester to London, and while we were sitting at the airport, I started videotaping the first floor lobby from the second floor. The hall is big. People who are going to Manchester Airport know that right in the middle of the hall there is a Turkish canteen. There are baklava and other delicious dishes. I probably filmed it for an hour on Instagram. And you know what people bought the most during this hour? Dolma. I was just watching from the outside. Everyone was buying dolma and baklava. After a while, I went downstairs to find out if the sellers were Turks or locals. There was only one Turk among them, and he couldn't speak Turkish properly. Then I started asking, what is the composition of the dolma? When was it made? He explained everything. Then I realized that the dolma was in demand. Everyone loves it. In general, there are a lot of people who love the Turkish kitchen, whether it's a doner or something else. Maybe because mostly they use meat in their dishes. Our dish is close to Turkish dishes because there are meat, dough, rice, and a lot of salt. Dishes are fatty. Yes, as Europeans, we can eat semi-cooked meat with blood. Yes, that's right. We can eat soups based on water. Therefore, it seems to me that dolma can be referred to as a dietary dish. As people say, a proper nutrition. Yeah, it's not hard for the stomach. You can consider dolma as a healthy meal. And then, you don't fry it. After cooking it, they just boil it in the water and that's all. Turks mainly eat dolma with sour cream. Yes, the Turks love yogurt, kefir, sour cream. Even in donors, they put them everywhere. We can use it also. Give it to me. Is that enough or should I add more? If we have a lot of leaves and we have enough for everything, then we can add more. Let's add more. Then now slice fine, and you can add rice and meat. We'll probably need salt. Yes, we need salt. I'll take a spoon. Do we add black pepper? Depends on your will. Yes, because some people are allergic to black peppers. I don't eat red pepper myself, but occasionally I add black pepper to food. So there are people with black pepper allergies? Yes, of course. Once we were sitting at the same table with a celebrity, then all of a sudden, she had an allergy attack. We were wondering why. Because we didn't seem to have anything special to eat. She asked, did they add pepper to the food? Only then did we realize, and I thought, oh my God, people even have allergies to black and red peppers. How much unheard of in the world. Allergies are becoming very severe now. Do you have one too? I have suffered so much from allergies, but now it's slipping away. When studying allergy, psychosomatics, I realized it. If a person is not satisfied with something, the human body also expresses this disagreement. Yes, if a person is not satisfied with himself, if he has a lot of discontent, then he becomes allergic. Then doctors, experts know that allergies are closely linked to existing GMOs and chemicals. Yes, because there was no such disease before. How did these chemicals, artificial food started to be used? Allergies began to grow more acute every day. It's said that as the number of chemicals increases, so does the number of people with allergies. Therefore, people with allergies should pay immediate attention to the right diet. You have to go straight to the right food. Cook at home without buying anything from the street. Especially, do not eat foods with the addition of yeast and different colors. Dear viewers, you know that grape leaves have two sides, right? One side is the outer side, the other is the inner side. It's better to put the minced meat on the inside. Let's give the stuffing the form of a small sausage and wrap it with a rectangle. Let's show what it looks like. Yes, of course. This one is ready. In my opinion, we can add some salt. Approximately. You don't have to add salt if the stuffing was salted. Our minced meat is not salted, so we need to add salt. Sure, in general, I think we should try to add less salt and sugar. Let's remind once again that minced meat for dolma is better to be non-fat. If the minced meat is greasy, the fat is stewed outwards from all sides, and then the taste and appearance of the dish will be spoiled. The stuffing is ready. For me, it's better to do it by hand. Yes, it will be more comfortable. I'll put the stuffing in the middle of the table. Let's do it together. I haven't tried to do it myself. I've done it for the first time, but I've seen it on the internet. Look how it should turn out. Small size, color and appearance of dolma is pleasant. When we order stuffing in restaurants, it's also wrapped in the same way. Grape leaves are very easy to wrap. There are many species of leaves and sometimes there are large leaves. It's the little leaves we've caught. That looks very nice. Yes, and then this bottom side is good automatically. Look at the dolma made by Ainur. I think mine looks better than yours. Who cooks for the first time? You do have a better look. You cook different dishes in the kitchen all the time. Every time you make different dishes, upload them online. We apologize in advance, now we're making dolma for the first time. Can you see what kind of dolma is being made? How beautiful. Now let's see, mine also turned out to be pretty and thin. Ainur, how often do you cook at home? I cook very often. And you have a lot of guests, don't you? Yes, but lately I have very little time for cooking, to be honest. But from childhood, I was brought up by my grandmother. My grandmother is a cook and my mother is a cook. Well, I did it well too. And my sister is cook. They say there is a gift. It seems to me that the ability to cook is inherited. Because I know a woman, her husband, doesn't like the way she cooks. No matter how many courses she takes, at the end, she confessed that cooking is probably not hers. She says, no matter how hard I try, I study, but my husband doesn't like my dishes. Then her husband suggested that she hire a chef at home. Despite this, I think we haven't studied anywhere. We're cooking just like our moms used to. Yes, and there were not so many different ingredients at the time. Today, it's such an abundance. Everybody at home had pasta and sacks of flour. And Monty once a week is a holiday, and the pilaf too. If we made pilaf, it's a big celebration for us. Remember when we used to say, I can't go out today, we're making mantı at home. Yes, that's right. And now it's the abundance of everything, many different dishes. If you want to learn a language, you want to knit, we have everything for that. I say, young people, I envy you very much. Why don't you use all these opportunities? Once we took a friend from the village to a Korean restaurant. There we all ordered kuksi. Then our friend asked, what is kuksi? It's a soup, we told him. That's when he ordered his own kuksi. After the order was brought to him, our friend looked at the dish for a long time and said, it's just a regular noodle soup. That's right. There is also meatless kuksi called vegan kuksi. He took offense, saying, why do you call regular noodle soup kuksi? Our regular pasta is called just pasta. Yes, they also distinguish between spaghetti, bolognese, and others. I always tell the waiters, unless it's a little noodle, don't confuse me with that, and bring what you have. Our grandmothers generally call it vermicelli, and we're ashamed to give it to our guests. We cook noodles for lunch for every day, and for Italians, it's a special dish. Their national dish. It's served as a national dish. It seems to me that this dolma can be served to both adults and children. Comfortable to eat, easily digestible, does not lead to obesity, does not lead to weight in the stomach. Unfortunately, we have such dishes as fried potatoes and noodle soup for dinner. Yes, because we are people who like to eat before going to bed. What's good about the fact that the stomach is full before bedtime? Previously, grandmothers were indignant at seeing borscht for dinner and said, is this liquid borscht a dinner? In fact, the best dish for dinner is soup. But now young people are watching their health, not like before. If you look at it, the whole world is struggling with obesity. We now understand that all the problems, diseases, because of the food we eat. All diseases are caused by food. When they turn to a Russian psychologist and say, I have no energy, no motivation, I can't get out of bed in the morning, I don't have enough energy to achieve my goal, he recommends starting with a change in nutrition. When a person eats properly, his energy is leveled in him. Therefore, it's very important to pay attention to proper nutrition. I liked dolma very much. Yes, today we are from the same can of grape leaves. We used only half of them. One can hold a lot of leaves. It can be cooked and put in the fridge. Not necessarily eaten only hot. You can eat it the next day for breakfast or lunch. Yes, you can do that. And she wants sour. You can make a bigger one and put it in the fridge. Well, it helps when you come in hungry after work. Then to give a little bit of sourness, you can splash lemon juice over it, add yogurt and serve with kefir. Turkish restaurants do not serve dolma as a hot meal, but as a salad or a cold snack. Oil is poured over it. They pour oil on the table and place it as an appetizer. Lyaila, you're probably on TV until late night on the set. I won't lie about being on the set from morning till night. Public affairs take up most of the time. As you know, if you look at the rating of the latest TV shows, the number of shows on TV programs is decreasing every year. Both old and young, everyone went online. In a few years, YouTube channels will be very popular. We are now moving towards this. TV is not so interesting anymore. Yes, on the one hand. On the other hand, it's connected with the content, probably. Every channel has the same content. Our population is not big. People get tired of faces on the screen. There is not as much news every day as in countries with 30-40 million people. There are not many changes going on. And if you go online, everything is there. On Instagram, on Facebook, the audience will find what they're interested in, no matter where they come from. From this, we can conclude that we watch TV very rarely. We have to watch what young people watch. We do not know what's dangerous and what's good and what's bad. If you look at it that way, the whole world is in your child's hands. There is a fighting and a bad and a good one. Really, you get worried. Ainur, I'll tell you one case. In general, I don't just want to share the story, because I want to warn parents. Let the parents who raise their daughter or son will know. A friend of mine called me one night and asked me, "You know my sister well, right?" I said, "Yes, I know your sister well. She's a second-year student." I asked, "Is everything okay?" And it turns out the girl 3 or 4 months ago joined the chat room through the Instagram page. She drank medication to lose weight from 60 kilograms to 40 kilograms. She didn't say anything to anyone. And then what? She started raving. She was sent to a mental hospital. They won't understand why it happened. Then her brother started looking for her on the phone and came across the chat room, where he found out that she was drinking medication. As I heard at 2 in the morning, I got scared and started checking all my children's accounts. I think we should keep an eye on the kids. They're still young and can follow anything quickly, even if they are 18, 19 years old. So she joined the chat room where they promoted these drugs. Yes, she wanted to lose weight and took these pills for months. And they in turn influenced her brain. Influenced the brain, the psyche. Once she got out of the psychiatric hospital, doctors said that she needs to be treated for months. Nobody noticed it, neither parents nor brother. That's why there are a lot of things that need to be banned on social networks. There are chat rooms, pages that promote suicide. All of them should be banned by certain institutions. Of course, in our country, everything is not so bad. We ourselves avoid bad things. However, our child also uses social networks, so it's scary. About 5 or 6 years ago, when I first heard about gluten-free food, I was scared. Does that mean that we cannot eat bread now, I thought. Time passes and we're getting used to it. We get a lot of information from abroad. Only now we understand that gluten is really harmful to the human body. And 5 years ago, food without gluten was very expensive, because it was imported from Germany. We say noodles, bread, and others. This is really a wave that is coming from abroad. Now I often hear among young people that there are a lot of people who eat without gluten. Here we go, Lyaila and me finished dolma. I think it's good. I think so too. For cooking it for the first time, it's a great result. Even Moscow was not built in one day. That's why it's probably hard to learn from the first time. In my opinion, it's a great result for the first time. Dear viewers, we're setting the pan now. Before turning on fire, we take leaves and lay them. We will lay down the leaves, yes. It seems like special technique. We'll lay down leaves and put inside dolma. Can you give me a little more? Alright, now let's make dolma round and decorate it. There can be several layers. Sometimes it can be only one layer. Seems like we have a lot of dolma. After it will be cooked, we will drink tea ourselves. It doesn't look like our traditional foods. Mostly Western foods are similar to ours. We call it mountain people's food. How many minutes will it take for it to be cooked? About 20 minutes. Because it's made up of minced meat and semi-cooked rice. Here we are, dolma is nicely put in and we add cold water. It will slowly cook itself. Last dolma needs to be seen. Here, it's important to pressure it, so it will not move. It will not disperse and will not open. How much should we turn fire on? Once it's hot and boiling, it's enough. Then we will decrease the temperature. As you can see, our kitchen has everything. Yes. We have everything, and we have a big stove. Kitchen is in a modern style. Everything is from Smek company, if you see. Using this moment, I think we need to say thanks to our partner who helped to film this show, Astana Furniture Company. Our dolma is on fire. Now we need to wait for it to be cooked. Here we go, our dolma is ready. Aynur, can you taste it first? Anyway, we did not put a lot of salt in it. Maybe it's not enough salt. However, it's healthy to eat food with low amount of salt. For girls like us who are on TV, who need to keep their weight low, it's best suited. For example, I like it with different types of yogurt, kefir yogurt, and even sour cream can be added by your own taste. I think it should be on the healthy foods list. It's made of minced meat, rice, and that's why it tastes good. Even if it is Turkish kitchen's food, nowadays it can be seen in Qazaq kitchen too. Yes, it's cooked often. I believe girls who watch our show regularly will cook it. You can eat cold. Right now you can eat it. It's too hot. On the restaurants it is served as cold snack. We can decorate it like this and put it in the refrigerator. You can season it with kefir or with sour cream, everything to your taste. You can serve it as a hot dish, as a salad, or as an appetizer, as you wish. As a salad, the dish looks very nice on the table. It will be a nice decoration for a table. So today our guest was famous television presenter Lyaila Sultankyzy. Thank you for inviting me, Aynur. Now we don't invite only famous girls. Our kitchen is special and we try to invite those who can cook very delicious food. If you have wanted to know how Lyaila Sultankyzy cooks, I think this episode of the Tagam program helped to find it out. Girls from the South have always been distinguished by their ability to cook, as we have seen it today. Thank you for the invitation and enjoy your meal. If you want to know how famous girls can cook in the kitchen, watch Aynur Tursunbayeva's Tagam show as often as you can. We have lots of wonderful recipes that we can give you. Let your home and kitchen be full of happiness. See you next time.